want to provide an overview of how flippity.net can be used to provide or to make some interactive materials that you can use in an OG lesson. So flippity.net is a website that interacts with Google Sheets. So Google Sheets, which is the spreadsheet application of Google products. So you provide information or data or words in a Google Sheet, and Flippity takes that information and does its magic. They do all the coding. We don't have to do any of the coding. They do that, and they produce interactive activities. We're going to look at some of the activities. They have 24 activities. I don't use that many of them, but I will just show you the ones. I'll show you what's there, and I'll show you what I use and how I use it to spice up my games, my OG lessons a bit. Here we go. This is flippity.net. There are literally 24 different things that it can do. That's a lot. I wouldn't use that many myself. It has flashcards where you can provide information and it creates flashcards. And on their site, they give you demonstrations. For instance, for flashcards, you have a flashcard, you can flip the card over to help yourself study. You can flip it over and then advance to the next card. You can randomize it. You can start out with side 2 instead of side 1. It has a sound option where you can have it read to you. I don't personally use flashcards where I, put in a term and put in a definition. I haven't wanted to do that. My kids are learning to read. The definitions are often harder than the word they're trying to read, so that's not something I use, but they have it here. One of the nice things is that if you do put the words into the flashcards, you can then take it and do other games with those words, much like Quizlet. So like Quizlet, you can do a matching game. They have a quiz show where you make it look like a Jeopardy, and you put in questions and answers, and you can play it. There are many here. I want to, at this point, concentrate on the matching game, the concentration game. Now, I know that matching is not necessarily a high depth of knowledge activity. It's just matching. This is their demo, but so I'll show you how I use it to help with the OG lesson. So in their demo, there are cards, and it has an audio that goes along with it, and you can flip the cards over, flip them back. You're obviously trying to find the match. Okay, purple, that's yellow, that's not it. You can restart the cards. You can put a timer on, which most of us, the students we work with, the timer would drive them nuts. I don't use a timer. And when I'm working with one student, I create the activity. I share my screen in Zoom, and then I give remote control to my student. When I am using Google Meets for my school students, and haven't been allowed to use Zoom, I turn on the numbers, and then I control it, and I'll just tell my students, okay, what numbers do you want? And they'll tell me I want 14 and 16, and I'll turn it over. And I can do this with a group of students, so if they're all watching, they'll take turns calling the numbers that they want. Anyway, so this is their demo. I find using the memory is really helpful for doing activities where I want my student to read things again and again and again, and I want to have the opportunity to interact with these words again and again. For instance, I believe this one is my matching suffixes. So as we're learning suffixes, if I just tell the students read over it 100 times and come up with words, they would look at me like I had 10 heads. And who wants to read over a list of words 10 times or a list of suffixes 10 times? But if we play it in a game, they're not going to get it right the first time. So that means they're going to turn these over many times. And I would say, when you turn over the card, tell me the suffix, tell me whatever they've been learning, what it means, or words that use this suffix, and I will keep instructing as they're playing. So they'll say, oh, ly, and they might come up with something like early. It's like, okay, well, gee, was that a suffix? Did I add that on to a root to uh, change the meaning? So this is one that we use. I'd give an explanation and I'd say, okay, if you want to walk in a slow way, you are walking, and they'll say slowly. Okay, and then as we'll go on, an ER, okay, that can mean the person who, as in I teach, so I am a teacher, or it can also be a comparison. So you're quite tall. In fact, I think you are more tall than you were last year. You are taller. So I will teach through these. And so, they come through and they're turning these over and they're having to say the words and say the meanings. And I will keep instructing. And because they don't get it right the first time, they'll come up and say, oh, where was this one? Oh, I think it was here. And they're going to turn over the wrong one. So every time they turn it over, they're going to read it again. And they're going to give me words to go with it, and I'll say, oh, let's come up with a new word, and I will use it, or I'll take their words and put them in sentences so they'll hear the syntax. So I keep instructing through playing the game, just give more exposures to the words or the suffixes or whatever it is we're studying. So I might do suffixes, I might do, this one over, which one is this? This one is tricky tricky vowels. And they'll come in here and they'll have to say, this one is a, and this is oi that we can use at the end of a word, and through and do another one, e, and whatever. So I can do it with tricky vowels. Or this one, I believe, is this one is root words. So I'll say scrib or script, it means to write. Let's think of words with scrib or script, like I scribble, or holy writing would be a scripture. Oh, dict, that means to say. So when I dictate the words, I'm saying it for you to write down. And so I will instruct, I'll have them come up with words, and they get pretty good at doing this. And because it's a game format, and somehow they usually beat me if I'm playing with them, I don't know how it happens. It keeps them engaged and involved, and I am able to instruct much more than if I were to just like, okay, we're going to pull up our flashcards and this is dict, it means to say. And does it take more time? Yes, it does take more time. But with the engagement, the learning it sticks better. So, and then the next time they come through rubbed, it means to break. If I broke the pipes, I could have a rupture. Man, the water would flow all over my house if I ruptured my pipes. Or gosh, if the lava breaks out of the volcano, it erupts. And circum, that means around. So our circumstances, that's what happens around us, or the circumference of a circle. That's like walking all the way around the circle. And we'll keep talking, and they'll come up with words. They'll come up with a word. I might put it in a sentence. They're like, I don't know what this word is. What does it mean? I'll say, oh, port means to carry. Let's think. And we'll come up with words that will do this. So as a means to instruct, this might not be the first way I would introduce it, or to reinforce or to practice, but in a way that keeps them engaged and interacting. So I'm going to show you very quickly how we would make a memory game using the Flippity. I have this here. So in here, Flippity, they have a demo, which is what I showed you with the colors. They have instructions. So for each one of these templates that they have instructions. You're going to make a copy. You're going to edit the terms. They'll tell you don't touch anything that's in the blue. Don't edit anything with the blue background. You're going to publish it. And when they say publish it, that is one instruction within the Google Sheets. And then you're going to get a link. Super easy. So to get started, you take the template and copy it. They make it so you copy it. It goes right into your Google Drive, and it happens very quickly. Let's say I'm copying it. There, it's here. What I want to do is I can keep the template and make a copy of the template, or I can just go back and get a new copy each time. It doesn't really matter. I like to start by changing the name. So let's say I want to do, let's say hard and soft C. Soft C words. And this is the matching game. I'm going to get rid of the word template because it's just the game. Then you come down here, and on the bottom here, these are the various sheets. Where it says demo, we change the name of this one. And whatever you put here is going to be the name of the game. So this, we'll call this hard, soft, C. Now, up here where it says audio English, so terms and alternate terms. So that's like the term, and if you want to match it to its meaning. I'm not going to match it to its meaning, so all of this is going to just be gone. And I don't want audio here. I want my kids to read it. So I'm up here to the drop down and say none. Now I'm going to just get rid of these words here. And let's put in some hard and soft C words. Now I have a list here that I put together. I just copy it from my list, you know, as I would write a list out wherever I would write it. And I'm going to pop it into here. I'm just going to paste it in. There we go. And this is for my student, younger one, so I've broken the syllables for this student. And they're going to practice reading some words with hard and soft C. There we go. That's it. I come up here to File and come down to where it says Publish to the Web. It's nothing fancy. That's all you have to do is press the button that says Publish. Hit OK. It's saying that your data, this list of words, is published to the web so it's accessible. Now, Flippity is the only person who's going to find that publishing because there's 8 million things published, bazillion things published to the web, but they know where to look for it. They're going to take your list that you've published, they're going to do their magic with it, with all of their coding, and they're going to create your game. Now, we could go through and look at options. We could change the color of the back if we want. If we don't want red, if we want blue, we can change it from a memory game to a matching game. But I want memory. And then it just says down here, I'm not going to change any of that. It's fine. I'm going to say get the link here. So come to this sheet here, and it's done. See here, it says get the link. You hover over it with your cursor. The link is live. Just tap on that. It's going to open up. And we have a game now. There we go. We're going to read the words and try to find the matches. Something where it's just the words, like this is for one of my younger students. If it's just for the words, my student is obviously practicing reading the words several times. I'll use it in a sentence. I'll do whatever I want to with this. I might even talk about what it rhymes with if that's what I need to do. But, you know, it's like, oh, okay, C says before E, I, or Y, I'll read the word. And if they read this one, they don't get it right, and I'll say, okay, the C only says in front of it E, I, or Y. What's it going to say here? And we'll practice. So, you know, we get a little bit of just practice. And here the C's not at the beginning, but look, is it in front of E, I, or Y? Nope. I'm going to say K. So let's go ahead and blend. So, you know, we can put words in here. Oh, that doesn't look nice. I don't like that. I don't like that it went to 2. I'm going to have to change my list. Watch this. So here was my list. I don't like the way that looked. I split it up, but I don't like that. Now the words were on 2 lines, and that doesn't look nice. So I'm going to come in here, change these, get rid of that extra space. I will say with the memory games for my younger students, I want them to have enough that they have the repetition from error. You know, by choosing the wrong cards, it creates more repetitions that they have to turn over the cards more times. But you don't want too much. So I don't go above 15 words. 12, 13 seems to work just fine. Okay, so I've just changed that. I don't have to do anything else. Watch when I come back here. It's already published. So I'm just going to hit this. Do I have to? Oh, no. I'm going to hit the refresh. Now you can see it's different order of words, and it should be updated to see the pencil is now written in 1 line and not 2. So you don't, if you make a change to your list, you don't have to do anything. It happens automatically. So here's what I do. Anytime I make a game, copy it. Take the address, I copy it, I go to my list of Flippity games, and I'm going to make a link here. And I just keep it in a list of links, and you know, Control K. Let's see, I just put it in, but get rid of it and show you how I do that. Okay, so I come in here and I say Control K. That tells it I want to make a live link, and this will be hard and soft C matching. And then I paste the link in here. You probably know how to do this, but just in case, hit apply, and there we go. I now have a live link here. So I go to look for my games. I say, that's the one I want. I go there, tap on that, and it opens up. And I have my game here. All right, I will close this one and go on to different games in the next video.